She's so cute. Just hanging out.
Malabelle.
We are live.
All right.
Alrighty, good evening everybody, and thank you for tuning in for our continuing adventures in a world of horror, where our heroes are trapped and trying desperately to figure out what's going on and perhaps escape, or die. We'll find out. Last we left off, we entered the mine. Our session began. Bella found herself alone and in immediate danger. Having grabbed a map, she was spotted by a goblin who alerted a horde of his kind. The drums started beating, metal began to rattle, and Bella ran quickly down the mine. She came to a split in the tunnel and chose one with an elevator-like contraption. She descended quickly, but they were hot on her tail. Ever running, she came to a large room and made her choice to hide down another tunnel, though they were coming still. Yet fortune favored her. A faint whisper, and Bella turned into a rock wall beside her to find a band of 3 lost souls hidden behind an illusory wall. A goblin, a kobold, and a human. Here Bella rested. Meanwhile, Ketud, Alastor, and Nephylia continued exploring the temple of Nephilia's childhood, beginning in the kitchen where suspicious knives and a buzzing barrel, potentially a barrel of bees, were decided to be best left alone. Then into a ruined, crumbled room with an ominous note in a dead hand extending from the rubble. The wisps that populate the area began changing. They grew a strange orange-red color before they began to come together to form a terrible beast. The heroes ran and left the temple with haste, and found that the outside was quite different than when they had entered. The ice, the boardwalk all gone, yet a pile of large stones with a door remained a distance away. The heroes approached it quickly. Though it was locked, they had the key, and the beast was approaching. You opened the door, and without a thought did enter and seal the way back. It is a moment before Nephylia recognized this place, from her childhood. A forbidden place to her, the mine. You endeavor to continue in your quest for answers, and to get out as you 3 travel into the dark below. This is where we begin. The descent is dark, and there's a metallic smell in the air, and it's cool, though there's no wind. You feel uneasy in this place. Nephylia, Ketud, and Alastor, what are we doing?
Looking around, what do we see?
Taking a look around, you are very near the entrance. There's still that table towards the back that you had passed. Ketud, having read some of the papers, you know that it's more or less an administrative desk with papers listing people who are allowed entrance into the mine, as well as daily comings and goings of ores and stones and the like. In addition, you can still see the door, although no light is protruding through any of the seams, and I think along the wall, while sparse this close to the entrance of the mine, you do see a few glints of metal. What kind of metal exactly, you're not sure, but you're certain, ore in the wall. The tunnel in which you are traveling extends at a slight angle heading down, maybe about 60 degrees or so. You can see 60 feet down, but at that, your dark vision comes to an end.
Are there any wooden pieces of debris that we might be able to fashion to a torch laying around the ground, near the table particularly?
Yeah, I think there are some pieces of wood here and there. You can see the wooden supports for the mine that are keeping the stones aloft from falling upon your head. Some of them are old and broken. While they are still doing their job, you're not sure for how much longer, and there are bits and pieces of wood along the ground.
Can I look for a good piece of wood on the ground? Make into a torch?
Sure, give me a quick survival check.
13.
You don't find the best piece of wood for a torch, but you do find a decently sized piece. You figure that if you were to turn this into a torch, you might be able to get it to burn for maybe 2 hours.
Okay. Hey, Alastor, I found this piece of wood. Do you think you could cast a firebolt or a fireball on it? Sorry if I got your spell wrong.
It's firebolt, but yeah, sure, no problem. I'm going to cast a single firebolt at it.
All right. As the bolt of fire leaves your palm and strikes this piece of wood, I think the tip of it, being skilled enough in your spell, you cast the spell without doing too much harm to the wood, that the tip of it catches fire without breaking the wood.
Perfect.
Excellent. I can see a little bit better.
I have pretty good dark vision, so
That's pretty cool. I don't think Nephylia or I have it, though. Wish
Blind
you could
as
see
a
in the
bat.
dark. Did you make mention of there being a map on the table previously? Or was it just documents of going to and fro?
There are plenty of documents there, and I think there would be not necessarily a map charting out the mine, but a sort of chart of the minecart system.
Okay. Can I look at that and inspect that?
Taking a look at it, you see again that peculiar language that you don't necessarily know. You can choose to read it, of course, but it's a very runic-looking language with notes in the margins. The way the map is set out, it looks very much like a grid, not dissimilar from how a subway map might look.
Okay. I will not choose to read it, but I will look at the pattern that the railroads are taking underground.
Taking a look at it, it is, again, very similar to a subway. You figure if you can find one of these lines, you should be able to follow them to the other lines.
Okay. So there's like a main line, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's one line, it's a bit thicker than the rest, and it seems to extend straight through parts of this mine.
Okay. Nephylia, does this mine system look familiar at all?
I mean, technically, I wasn't ever supposed to come here.
Oh, so you don't remember what's down here. But this is your memory, though, yeah?
To an extent, I assume. DM, do I remember anything in particular about the mine?
You were forbidden from coming to the mine. You've never personally been here.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm not going to be much help. I was a good kid. I didn't stray.
Well, come over here and look at this. This looks like a railroad system of some sort. I'm not entirely sure if it is or not, but if you look at it, it looks like there's a main line going through the entirety of the cave system. As long as we follow the main line, we should be fine, I think. Your mic went off?
Sorry. No, I'm sorry. I mean, it. Yeah, that looks like a map.
Should we even go down here, though, is the question. Like, where else can we go?
Would you rather go back out there and hang out with those orbs?
Well, I don't know, but is there any other way to get out, or are we just going to go into a trap in here?
This entire thing is a trap.
So from one trap to the other?
We just continue on.
I don't want to get lost down here, though. It looks pretty. It looks like a pretty deep. It looks.
We
simple on
are
the map.
lost. We are literally lost right now. We have no idea where we are. We know that this isn't real. We know this is an illusion.
What if that
None of this
portal
is
that we
real.
just walked through? What if that portal we just walked through changed to a different portal? Like, I'm not necessarily thinking that we should go back and try to see if that monster's there, but what if the room changed twice over?
You want me to open the door?
No, absolutely not. I'm just wondering.
Then we carry on.
If we go down into this cave and there is no other way out, then we're stuck down here. And if we get lost, then
Can
what
I
happens
grab
then?
him? Can I grab the halfling by the ear and start tugging him in a certain direction?
No, I don't. What the fuck? No.
You can try. Ketud, do
I
you
would
allow
like
this
to
happen?
try.
No.
Okay,
I
then
would
it's gonna
try.
be a grapple. Go ahead and roll athletics. Ketud, strength.
I'm rolling strength.
Yes,
Or
I
she-
believe she rolls athletics. You roll strength, unless I have
Okay.
that reversed.
I have a 19.
Fuck you. I got a 17 minus 1 anyway.
All right, you.
What are you
have
doing?
halfling
Let
by
go
the
of me. Let go of me this instant.
Let's go, little one. Come on.
Where are you taking me? This is unjust.
I
and
don't
unfair.
know, but somewhere away from here. We are going to progress.
Alastor, help me.
We don't have much of a choice. We have to go down here. She's correct. You might as
See?
well just come along with us and stop fighting.
Just let this
there is the
happen.
door back there. We could try opening.
I don't think that's a good idea, Bella. It's Bella. She's been with us the whole time.
I thought that was the gnome voice.
I'm going to continue to drag him towards the direction of the tunnel.
Great.
All right. Ketud, you can choose to resist being dragged once every 6 seconds. It'll be a contested roll every time.
No, I think I'll just like cross my arms in front of me as I'm being like dragged. My feet are like outstretched and just being dead dragged straight up in a diagonal way, like a cartoon sort of thing. That's fine. I'm fine being dragged in that
By
way.
the ear.
By the ear, dude. That's
It
like
hurts. It hurts,
Oof.
but I mean,
I'm going to look down. I'm going to go. You going to come willingly now?
As someone who stretched their earlobes, no, bad idea. Don't, no, bad.
I put lichen in my ears a little while ago to block out that banshee. I'm sure it's fine.
It's like lichen pouring out of his ear.
Still, like hours later. I just think that before we get headstrong into going deeper into this cave system, we should think about it a little bit more. What if we're
There's
missing
nothing
something?
to think about.
What if
We've
we're
checked the
missing something?
room.
Bella, what do you think? You're usually the cautious one here.
Well, what we could do, we could set up a defensive spot here that we can come back to, and I can scout ahead. I'm really good at not being seen.
I don't think that we need to separate. I would prefer we all stay together.
I mean, I wouldn't go far.
What if
I don't want you going out of our line of
Bella went
sight.
just far enough so that way Alastor could keep an eye on Bella, and Bella could keep, because you can see in the dark, right, Bella? You can see further than Alastor, or am I mistaken in that?
I don't know how far Alastor can see, but I don't think anybody can see better than me in the dark.
That's a good question. Do they have equal? Does one have better?
I mean, Tabaxian is part cat. Wouldn't they have better light vision just on that? Or is that?
Yeah, but I'm a shadow
racial?
sorcerer. I have 120 feet.
No.
I have 60 feet of dark vision, but it's grayscale.
Oh, I have
wait,
full
so-
120 foot.
So Alastor has almost better, but it would also be like.
It sounds like Alastor might be better if we want to scout ahead, but I still don't like the idea of separating the party.
Yeah, neither do I.
All Alright, well, if you guys aren't for it, then I guess I'll go with the collective group here.
Onwards.
Alright. Bella, you should take front, though, regardless, because you probably have the best ears out of all of us and probably able to see any traps that might be in front of us.
Bella nods. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I can spot traps really good, and I can usually disarm them. I mean, usually I need some tools to do it, but I should still be able to.
Nothing a small firebolt from Alastor can't solve, I'm sure.
You'll get it one day, Ketud.
I'm not very good with sorceries. More just warlock stuff, I guess.
With sorceries.
Alright, so which way are we going to go first? Are we going to... The only way we can go is the direct line in front of us, right, Alastor? Or the right post?
Say that one more time?
The only way we can go out of this main room is the front one in front of us. There's a front room in front of us, right? Front corridor?
Yeah. From the door, from the door, it's 10 feet, and then there's that table. It's about a 10 feet wide hallway, and it just goes straight and down and at an angle.
Okay. I guess might as well continue. Do we want any more torches real fast? Or are we content with just one? I mean,
I swear if you don't move forward.
It sounds
Can
like
you see in the dark? I don't want Nephylia.
You have a torch, yes?
I can't see in the dark. Can you see in the dark, Nephylia?
You have a torch, yes?
Yes.
I'm going to grab a piece of debris off of the ground, wooden debris, and I'm going to use his torch to create my own torch. And I'm going to go, look, everything's fine. Let's go.
All right.
I don't know if we should double up on torches like that.
Why?
Well, because if they both burn out, then we don't have any torches. But if we use one, then we have another one when that one burns out.
That's very smart.
I'm going to grab more debris off the ground.
You have a handful of debris.
I'm so excited to be carrying this.
Wait, what if we leave that torch you just lit on fire here at the end of the hallway, so that way we at least know.
Okay!
All right, let's go.
I'm going to drop it, and I'm just going to keep walking.
Okay.
Base of operations, yo, like Alastor said. Gotta set the perimeter. All right, Bella is taking the front, I presume, and we're all following behind in tow.
Yes, you watch Bella get ahead of the group and begin walking down this slope into the dark below. You drop the torch and, I assume, begin to follow. It isn't terribly long, perhaps 10-15 minutes, until you come to a large chamber, which I have here. This large chamber hosts a number of interesting little quirks. There's a small pond of stagnant, murky water that sits near the left wall, and a table with papers and a few chairs is against the far wall. There are a number of mine carts filled with stones on ancient rails in the room, and a destroyed wooden structure near a divot in the wall. Here there are 4 tunnels leading away, 1 behind you from whence you came, 2 leading into the right wall, and 1 into the left. And a very interesting thing, as you look around this room and you figure out what's what here, you can hear something very faintly. The sounds of combat, of spells flying, of swords clashing, and bodies dropping. You can hear it very faintly echoing against the stony walls.
What on earth is that?
Can we figure out, like, which tunnel that's coming from?
Give me a perception.
+16 + 2, 18.
It is very difficult to tell exactly which tunnel it is, but you are absolutely certain that it's not the tunnel on the left. It was a high DC, you came close, so I...
I would like to investigate. You said there was a wooden structure that looked like it had been busted up next to a divot in the wall.
Yes, heading over towards the left wall, there's a divot. It looks like to be the start of another tunnel. And in front of it is a wooden structure that has been broken. It's built almost like a... I'm blanking on words. My apologies. Like a tall triangle. A pyramid. That's the word. It's built almost like a long pyramid. And at the top of it, where it is snapped, you can see on the ground, just next to it, where that would have connected, a large metal piece.
Is the metal piece like shaped into anything significant, or is it just a little dangly bit that fell off?
It looks to be of some kind of importance, although what it did exactly you're not sure. But it's almost like a claw of sorts.
Could it be used as a weapon?
It is incredibly large. Roughly a little bigger than Ketud.
So no.
The Dark Souls it up, but I don't think so.
Yeah, absolutely. You can try.
Swing once every like 5 seconds.
Somebody say Dark Souls.
Is there anything else? I guess I want to do an investigation of the table. Yeah, the table. You said there's another table with papers in this room.
Yes.
I wanted to see if the water was poisoned or not.
Alrighty. So, Nephylia, while you were checking out this structure in the divot, Ketud, you were heading over to the water to see if it's poisoned. Give me a nature check.
14?
Taking a look at the water, it is incredibly murky. You kind of smell it a little bit. I think you would probably just dip your finger lightly in it and get a little taste. It smells a little off. It tastes a little off. With a 14, you don't know exactly what it is, but you don't think drinking this would be a good idea.
Hey, I don't know if any of you guys have a quenching thirst about you, but I wouldn't recommend drinking the water. Something's off about it.
I wasn't planning on it, but just like everything else around here, that makes sense.
That noise of clashing, though, it sounds like it's faint, but it sounds like it's all around us. Can't tell where it's coming from.
Well, it's not from the right.
Maybe we should check out that area first. Alastor, is there anything in here that you want to check out?
I was going to go look at the papers as well.
Alright, so Nephylia, after you've checked out this this structure, you turn to go over and look at the papers on the table, but you see Alastor's beaten you to it. Alastor, what exactly are you looking for here?
Just because we've already seen like one of the railway maps, quote unquote. I guess he would just be looking for more information on where we are located within this labyrinth.
Taking a look at the papers here, they're all written in this peculiar language. It's very runic and it's very deliberate in its writing. You don't necessarily understand what it's saying. You look if maybe there's a map or something here, and there is no map here, not even a chart of the rail system, which is peculiar, considering this appears to be some kind of hub room, as it is close to the entrance, and there are all of these carts here.
Run that last by me again.
It is peculiar that there wouldn't be a map or some kind of chart of the rail system here, considering this appears to be some sort of hub room, with all of these carts in this room, as well as the entrance not being terribly far back.
How far away is the entrance? I wanted to run back real quick and go grab the map, because I realized I never actually grabbed it.
It took you about 15 minutes to walk here.
Yeah, I know this might sound like a pain in the ass, guys, but since there's no map in here, it might be in our best interest to run back and go grab that map that we saw.
Was there really anything relevant on that map, or did
Well,
it miss anything?
From what I saw on the map, presuming that I looked at it hard enough to try to remember it, can I remember where we were on the map in terms of where we are now?
Oh.
Because I'm writing a map IRL right now.
Well, so he said that the map was technically just the rail system. It wasn't necessarily a map of the mines. So
Yeah, but
it wouldn't have all of the tunnels and stuff on it. It would only have the rail map. That's the thing. Is like, if we go off of the rail, like, we're not gonna know where we are, regardless of whether we have that piece of paper or not.
I mean, like, in conjunction to where the railroad is now, like, this is a hub for the, like, what Post said. So if we can find out where we are in conjunction to the map, then we can use that map as like a base reference. So that way, if we do find like a tunnel, then we can go into the tunnel and then go back to the railroad, and we'll know how to get back home. If that's correct in my presumption, Post.
Straight away, so you can hear.
It could work.
it's up to you if you want to go back. I feel like it's a waste of time, but if you think that it might be valuable.
I honestly do, yeah. Can I run by myself, or like can I sprint back there and come back and like however long?
Yeah, you can turn around. I think it's pretty easy to tell. You know, you came from that tunnel, head back down and grab it. It's going to take you 15 minutes to get there, 15 minutes to get back. Walking, running, we'll cut that in half to a 15-minute round trip.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, you're planning on going alone?
Yes, I'll be right back.
Didn't I just make a point?
You want to come with me? You can if you want. I bet I can outrun you though.
I don't want to. This is not a competition, sir.
You wanted me to come in here. You dragged me by my ear. Let me go get a map, and then I'll be more comfortable with this whole expedition.
What? Fine. If you get gobbled up by whatever is in here, then that's on you.
That's mean. Ketud will roll his eyes, and he'll go ahead and run off to go get the map real quick. Does anything foul be happen to me as I'm going?
Actually, it is interesting that you head back. So, Nephylia and Alastor, you're both waiting here in this room, a little impatiently, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Ketud, you start running back, and you can start to faintly smell something. It's almost like smoke. And so you're charging back as quickly as you can to grab the map and run back to the hub room.
Mm-hmm.
And the closer you get, the thicker that smell becomes. The worse that smell of smoke, until you can finally start to see a sort of haze in the air. And it isn't terribly long, before you can start to see a light ahead of you. A flickering glow of sorts. As you get closer, you're maybe about 5 minutes away from where that map was. You find that the support beams have caught fire.
I will promptly turn the fuck around, and I will start running in the opposite direction upon seeing that the pillars are on fire, to warn the group of this looming danger that has now fallen upon us.
You turn heel and very quickly run back the way you came. Give me a quick intelligence check.
Okay. That's promising. Oh, just straight up intelligence? Oh, then
Yeah,
that's going to be a 19.
All right. As you're running, your mind races. How did that fire start? Is somebody screwing with us? But your mind comes up with a thought. We left a lit torch on the floor while there was rotten wooden debris. And so you're running back to the hub room. I'd say you get there a little faster than you would have otherwise, with a literal fire on your heels.
Mm-hmm.
And you enter the hub room where, and I need to ask, Alastor, Nephylia, you've had roughly 10 minutes. What did you do for 10 minutes?
I would have done a check around the room to see if there was anything, I guess, anything that stood out as being useful. Anything that was interesting.
There definitely would have been on both parts a general once over, twice over, maybe 3 times, depending on the amount of time.
I gotcha. You guys have roughly 10 minutes to look, so give me investigations with advantage.
That would be a 19 for me.
I got a 1 and then a 0.
You rolled a 0?
I rolled a 1, but I have -1.
Tell her that she found some life.
Oh my god.
I don't even think she finds lichen. Okay,
Oh my.
so, Alastor, you're searching around the room, and I think at one point you turn and you look at Nephylia. Nephylia, I think you would have started around, you would have started looking. But being blind as a bat, in the dark, you've got your torch, of course, you can see. But you think, I bet there's something useful in that water. So you set your torch down, and you walk over to the water. And you start trying to see if you can see anything in it. Well, it's murky. You bring the torch over, you look, it's still murky. The torch didn't help, so you set it back down, and you start feeling around in the water. And you don't find anything at all.
Oh,
So I'm just digging around in the water.
Yes. With a 0, yes.
Oh.
Fair.
Alastor,
Mm-hmm.
you rolled a 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are not in the water.
Yeah. I would hope so.
She looks. Alastor looks over, and I'm just sitting there, just sticking my hands in it. Just, there's nothing here.
At this point, I think he's just kind of going, I am surrounded by idiots. And moving on. Just not going to say a word, just moving on.
But Alastor, with a 19, you do find something useful, and you do notice something. First, well, you've seen here and there a number of pickaxe heads whose handles have rotted away and who are rusted beyond use. You do find one pickaxe, not pristine, but of workable order. It's a good iron, and it's got a few rust spots here and there, but the handle's still good. You also notice you're missing someone.
Is it Bella? Did she disappear? Did she go poof?
You do not see her in this room.
Well, give me a second to check this. Yeah, I don't think Alastor has the strength score to be dragging that pickaxe anywhere. Maybe Nephylia could find more use out of it. So he's gonna walk over to her, and he's going to first tell her about the pickaxe and its location, and then just as a side remark. And by the way, Bella's gone.
What?
Yeah, I don't know where she went. I didn't hear her go anywhere. I didn't see her go anywhere. She's just gone.
Great. Just great. When did we even lose her?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it possible maybe she went with Ketud? I don't know.
I think we
let's
would
see
have
when
seen...
she gets back.
And as if like clockwork, the second you say, let's see when he gets back, you hear the very quick running steps of a slightly panicked halfling coming from down the hall.
Wow, that was really fast.
Okay, guys. I didn't find the map, but that torch we left back there caught everything on fire, and I think we need... Why are you wet?
Look,
I
think we're...
Yeah,
I think...
I can address that later. Anyway, the room back there, it's on fire. I think, Nephylia, you might actually be right. It might actually be in our best interest to continue down this cave system before that fire catches up to us, because...
the whole room?
As I was running, I started to smell something. It smelled like some kind of smokiness.
Oh, no.
And right before I got there, I could see it from... I was maybe like 100 feet away. Maybe 100, maybe like a little bit more than that. The room is gone. I do not know. I didn't go any closer.
Well, was Bella with you?
Bella? No, I didn't see Bella once. She was here with you guys, remember?
No, she's not.
Well, do we have any idea where she might have gone?
Not the slightest.
I reckon we probably have like maybe 20 minutes before that fire catches up to her. I don't think we can find footsteps in stone floors, but maybe we should maybe there's a piece of hair somewhere.
A piece of hair? Piece of hair?
Can I Sherlock Holmes this and look on the ground for some...
This is not... No, this isn't CSI.
Hey, listen, we can go down a tunnel blindly and lose Bella. Haha, Kekud. Or we can try to find her real quick.
Do we see anything in the room that could potentially lead us to Bella's location? And I swear, if you say a piece of hair...
Give me an investigation with... I'm giving you disadvantage.
Oh, that's fine. I got a... wait, 8 plus 2 minus 1. That's a 9 from me.
That's a 1.
Dang. So there's no trace of her.
Actually, I think as you're looking around, any trace of Bella at all, you do find that there are fine hairs around in this room, and you're certain they're Bella's hairs, but they're everywhere.
Alright, well, this doesn't help us one bit. I wonder if she's shedding at this time of year.
She's gotta be shedding.
You said this is an investigation check, correct?
Yes.
Please, good die. Don't let me down. Oh god, don't fall on the floor. That doesn't help.
Well, this is quite embarrassing. I don't think we should say anything to her about
Well,
this.
that's a
Hair is
21.
everywhere.
So,
Okay. You also see the hair everywhere. But I think you would also see that next to one of the hallways leading out to the right, there... I'm trying to come up with something she would leave behind.
She left the rusty knife behind. Kekud.
Maybe she scratched one to the side,
Oh,
like on
Good
the side of the
fucking
wall.
luck.
I
Scratched onto the side.
I think you would find you've seen these old pickaxes around with the rotten handles. Well, there's one next to that tunnel whose handle, while rotten, was intact. You're quite sure of it because of the way it's broken now. It looks like somebody stepped on it.
Alastor's gonna look at these two who clearly have no idea what to look for, and he's going to point at the broken pickaxe and just try to get their attention and go, hey, this has clearly been stepped on. Maybe we should try this direction.
Which direction is it leading to?
So there are 4 tunnels in this room. The one that you came from, and the one that Ketud just ran back from. There's one heading out to the left, and there are 2 heading out to the right. This is one of the 2 on the right. It is, if you're facing that right wall, it is the one on the left. So it is the tunnel on the right, but the one on the left on the right.
Gotcha. So upper. Okay. All right. Well, I think we should probably head on out before the fire catches up to us.
Okay. As we do, the one intact pickaxe that Alastor had found, I'll go up and see if I can make use of it.
All right. You walk over, and it is a good pickaxe. It's quite heavy. What is your strength again?
One?
Not your modifier, just the straight.
Oh, 12.
12. Cool. Yeah, okay. So you walk over, and it's a little hefty, but you're able to pick it up, and you can swing it a few times. It's good. It's old, but it's still good. You can make good use of this, you're certain.
Yeah, still good. I'll take this.
Don't you have your bow staff and all your tools and stuff? Or did you just
Huh?
have your backpack?
I did not get my quarterstaff back yet. No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Okay, and
All right,
for clarity, the pickaxe that you now have in your possession will, in combat, deal 1d4 piercing damage.
Does it count, like, as a simple weapon or anything? Like, what is it?
I think it counts as a sort of improvised weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, so unless you've got Tavern Brawler. Yeah.
No, but that sounds very interesting, and I might use that for another character. I don't know what that is, but if it involves improvised weapons, I'm excited.
It is my favorite feat.
Yeah, when you level up, there are certain levels where you can take ability score improvements, and you can opt to take feats instead.
I did not know that. Cool.
Yeah. Learned a thing today. Moving on.
I'm going to be the first into the tunnel and promptly lead the way.
Alrighty, Ketud, seeing the pickaxe, seeing that Nephylia has gotten herself a pickaxe. It's a nice pickaxe. Heads down the tunnel. Am I to assume Nephylia and Alastor you follow?
Yes.
No more breaking up the party. No more.
Bella peeled off without you guys even seeing.
as you guys are heading down the tunnel, I want a real quick perception check from each of you.
15.
17 plus 2, 19.
Lucky.
12.
That's shocking.
Alastor, with your pristine dark vision, you're looking dead ahead into the distance for anything that might come charging your way. You're so focused that you miss what both Ketud and Nephylia spot. There appear to be a number of goblins hiding amongst some stones. They're lying in wait. It looks like they're prepared to attack. A sort of ambush.
Nephylia, do you see that? You see those things over there? Alastor.
Do we stop Alastor before they carry on into the trap?
I think reasonably, as Ketud he went down the tunnel first. He's in front. He can very easily, if he so chose, stop Alastor.
I see some goblins up there, Alastor.
How did Bella get past these?
Bella is crazy. I mean, considering how well she can sneak away from you guys, I'm sure he had.
Excuse.
She probably killed other
So what do we
goblins.
do?
Yeah.
Can we see how many there are?
Yeah.
Looking at them, it's hard to tell because they're crouched down, but these are not the stealthiest individuals. So you can count roughly 3.
You want to surprise them?
I mean, we have some options. Either I could try to sneak up to them, and you could come with me, Nephylia, and we could try to quietly take them out, or we could have Alastor shoot a fireball and maybe try to attack the trap. Or Alastor, do you know any area of effect spells?
I don't know, let me check.
Yeah, Alastor, you know any AoE spells? You want to pull that book out?
This is not a MOBA!
What the fuck?
Best I've got is magic missile. Oh god. Ah!
Magic missile hit 3 times? Is it only one person, or can it hit 3 targets at once?
It can hit 3 targets.
What if I snuck up to them with Nephylia, and you shot your magic attack on them, and then we jumped them at the same time?
That might work.
Nephylia, what do you think? Are you pretty dexterous? Sorry.
Yes, she is.
It gets better and better as the night goes on.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
I'll remind you
What
we're
happened to-
live.
What happened to you?
No.
Oh god.
Live and recorded.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Do I have to go to the stream real fast to watch this? Hold on.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's back.
Give me a second.
What just happened?
I don't know. I don't know what you did.
What the hell just happened to my camera guy? Hello?
Oh my gosh.
Is there any way to get around them so we can see?
So it's a straight tunnel, and it appears as though the 2 of them are against the side on the left. One of them is against the side on the right. They're pressed up against the wall, kind of behind some rocks, and they're just kind of peeking over. They don't seem to notice that you've noticed them yet, but the only way past is to go through.
All right. It sounds like a sneak attack is the best bet.
Oh, that's what you did. Oh, all right. I'm going to. What's up?
He he can't talk. He can't give us any advice because Bella's not here.
I was going to sneak and try to sneak up to one of them, or at least sneak up with Nephylia next to me, so that we could both get near them.
Well, why don't I go one way? They're split up. There's some on the. It sounded like he said there was some on the
Wait,
each side of the tunnel.
I just realized. What if we accidentally spring the trap sneaking up to them?
The trap is they're going to jump out and attack us.
What if they have something else planned up? Goblins are crafty fellows.
No, they're not.
They are when they work together. Have you never? Why do you think you were banned from coming here? I don't know your past, but I feel
The
like.
attack is going so bad.
All right, whatever. Let's not try to sneak through the tunnel past them. Let's try to sneak up alongside them and try to behind the rocks.
Alastor still intends on just hitting them with magic missile.
Okay, Ketud, you take the ones on the left side of the tunnel, and I will take whatever is on the right side of the tunnel.
That sounds good. Okay, got you.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. Can we proceed to sneak now, post?
Go ahead and roll stealth with disadvantage as they know you're coming. Because they see you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
13.
I got 13 as well. Be damned. So I guess no. I actually got 12 because of disadvantage. So I got.
Disadvantage means you re-roll and take the lowest number.
Yeah.
It's not minusing one.
Well, that's an 18, so...
18 my second one. Okay, it's 12 anyway.
Cool. And Alastor, you said 18?
18.
18, alright. So, Alastor, you crouch down and you feel fairly stealthy. If they saw you before, you're pretty sure you've broken their line of sight and they can't see you now. Alastor and Nephylia, you guys begin to crouch and you creep a little closer and you can see the goblins. They're peeking over their stones, that you can start to hear them whispering in their goblin tongue to one another. When suddenly you can hear one of them shout, and they jump out from behind their boulders with these sabers drawn. Meanwhile, Bella.
Yay.
Bella, you have been resting quite comfortably for a moment with your newfound friends, with Harris, with Cole, with Iktik.
Hmm.
You feel well rested. You're feeling good, although still uneasy and still very aware of your situation. What are you doing?
So the room is empty other than those three, right? And their bags.
Yeah, there's those three, their bags, and then in the center of the room, there's a small ash pile of softly glowing embers.
Hmm. Who's awake and on watch right now?
I think in the middle of your stay here, Harris, who was awake and on watch when you came in, has since sat down, crossed his arms, and drifted off. And Iktik walked over to the kobold, kind of shook her a little bit on the shoulder. And Cole is now up and ready. And despite the situation, Cole seems uncharacteristically bubbly, for lack of a better word.
Are they excited that new people are here, or are they just hyper?
Give me an insight.
Insight it is. That's something I'm not good at. 14.
Your best guess is that that's just who this person is. They're just a happy-go-lucky, upbeat person, no matter the situation.
Ah. How closely are they paying attention?
They're paying attention enough. They're watching the illusory wall, waiting to see if any goblins come in. But that's really what their focus is.
Is Iktik still awake?
Yes.
Alright. Well. Yeah, I'm not going to steal from them. God, it's wonderful to have a moral compass. I'm going to spend a few minutes trying to remove the rust from my rusty kitchen knife. Okay? Try to get it to sharpen up. Using some of the ash and embers to remove some of the impurements that are there.
All right. Give me a survival check.
Okie dokie. 16 minus 1, 15.
It's not perfect. There's still bits and pieces of rust left on here, and the knife is very old, and it's not the sharpest thing. As well, there are some points where the rust has eaten through the blade. But it is much better than it was.
Okay. Just want to point out that that's an actual, thing that you can do. If your blade is rusty, you can use ash on it and kind of scrub like a soap almost. Really cool. Bella is going to proceed to head up next to Cole and ask if it's all clear.
Well, I think it's all clear, but I haven't left, so I'm not sure. But I can't hear anything, and Iktik hasn't told us that they're coming, so I think it's clear.
Okay. You built this place?
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for letting me stay for a little bit. But well, I better head out and find my other friends. They're probably worried about me, and I'm definitely worried about them.
Well, okay. You be safe and be careful. I don't know what exactly is out there, because it changes. But if you get lost in a cave, you might be able to find us again.
Thank you. You take care of your lot.
Yeah.
Good luck. And she is going to first poke her head, just so the barely side of her face is showing out, to see if there's anybody out there.
You take a look out, and you can see the long, dark tunnel. There doesn't appear to be anybody at all down there.
Okay. Bella's going to step out and is going to crouch down to all fours and is going to begin her trek forwards.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okie dokie. That is a 19 plus 5, 24.
Alright. As you get down on all fours and crawl forward, you feel confident. If anybody's in this hole, they can't see you.
I'm gonna head forwards all the way until I hit the ledge that drops down. Okay. I'm going to look around the room and see if there's anybody in there.
Alright. As you get to the edge, you're starting to look around, very careful. You don't want to drop down into a situation you don't know. you can start to hear the faint sounds of combat. They echo through the mine. You can hear much the same as the rest of your companions, although you do not know that. You can hear spells flying, you can hear swords clashing, you can hear the sounds of people falling for the final time. From your perch, you can see goblins beginning to charge down from a tunnel and are going down a tunnel to the right on the ground level.
Are there any goblins, like, static in the room, or are they just charging past?
It appears to be that all of the ones down there are charging past.
Okay. Is there any pattern to the charging, or is it just random?
Give me a perception check.
16 plus 1, 17.
You watch them for a moment to see if there's any sort of organization to this goblin clan. And, well, at first... Pardon me. Well, at first, it appears as though it's just a random mash of green skin and teeth. You can start to pick out a vague semblance of organization. You see, there's a much larger goblin there. He's not well armored, but he's better armored than all of the others. And he's surrounded by 4 other smaller goblins. And then behind that is another big one, followed by 4 more of those small ones. So you gather that there is some semblance of order here, although it's not perfect.
How long would I have to wait for them to finish charging past? Or is it just like a constant stream that I don't know when it's going to finish?
When you first come up to the ledge, it appears to be a constant stream. However, as you take some time to watch them and figure out their ways, they do come to an end by the time you've figured it out.
Okay. Bella is going to drop down. She's going to stay in stealth and is going to press against the wall.
Before you drop, you can feel a heat behind you, and a sense of dread fills your soul. There's a soft, gentle ring of a bell, and nothing more.
Before Bella drops down, she's going to back away from the ledge carefully, creep back, lean up against the wall. Are you there? If you're there and you're from the church, then tell me. Anything?
You hear no response.
I look back over to where the heat came from.
You look over, and at eye level there is nothing. You scan for a moment, and on the ground, you can see there is a bell, no larger than your pinky, made of silver, with a blue silk ribbon that lays untied.
Bella's eyes, her right eye twitches a little bit. Before she walks over, grabs it. She then puts it inside of her little vest that she had, and fills the bell full of sand so it won't make any sound while she's sneaking around. And
Pocket sand.
pocket sand. And then goes about her way,
All right.
dropping down and sneaking.
All right. And so you climb down back into that large room. Many tunnels jutting out, every which way, not all of them on ground level. You know you saw the goblins go through that one there on the right. Where are you going to go?
Is that path that I came down still like? Do I remember which one it was, or has the tunnels changed?
The tunnels appear to be in the same spot, although that was some time ago. Give me a quick intelligence check.
I should rephrase. Do I see where I wrecked the minecart?
You know what? Yes, I think you would see that.
That's what I figured.
You do see there. You look for a second. I didn't come from that way. Maybe there. Wait. And you look down that tunnel over there, and you see a large rock. And surrounding it are many smaller stones, some of them shining with ore, as well as a wrecked, slightly crinkled minecart laying on its side on the ground. It's cracked and dented.
I'm gonna head that way.
And so you do.
And I'm
to be
going
clear,
to-
this is not the tunnel that the goblins went down.
No, this is not the top of the goblins went down.
Yes. All right. So you're retracing your steps, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yes, I am following this all the way until I reach where the I'm going to the minecart rails, and I'm following the minecart rails all the way till I reach the lift.
All right. It's going to take you some time to do so. I
Okay.
want you to roll me a quick percentile.
Percentile. Okay. Where's my D100 setup? There it is. Roll. That is a 41. Not my best, not my worst.
As you're walking down this tunnel,
Remember, I am still stealthed. So I'm
Yes,
still
you-
stealthed.
you're as silent as can be. You're on the ground, following in shadow. You can hear the faint sounds of combat in the distance. After maybe 20-25 minutes, you can start to hear footsteps. They're not goblins. And there's only one set of them. They're in the distance, they're in the dark. Can't see them quite yet.
Bella is going to stop, and are they approaching me?
They
Or
are
are
coming
they-
towards you.
Bella is going to press up against the wall and wait.
You press against the wall. You hide and you wait. You watch. And it isn't long before at the edge of your dark vision, you see it is a humanoid figure, not terribly tall. A little taller than the goblins, maybe. It's covered in fur, and it's in clothes not dissimilar from yours. And as it gets a little closer, you can see a visage that is very, very familiar to you, as it is your own.
Let me go get this popcorn real quick.
Bella,
Showdown!
Bella, take your
Showdown!
bets now.
Showdown! Showdown!
We're
Bella
gonna hear
is
this fighting,
going
and then
to-
we're gonna walk up on it.
Bella is going to wait for a moment, wait till they get close enough, reach up, grab them, put a hand over the mouth. Shh. Pull
Alright.
them to the side of the wall.
You wait. They're coming closer. They're approaching. And you're ready to spring on them. However, as they're coming closer, as you're ready to pounce, they lock eyes with you. They're continuing to walk forward. Do you...
If they know I'm here, then I'm going to get up, stay pushed against the side of the wall, and wave them over.
This entity, which bears your countenance, does not break eye contact, does not break their stride. They continue walking as you gesture to come towards them. They are about 5 feet away and show no sign of following your instruction.
So that's it? Nothing?
The entity stops, parallel to you, turns their head away, facing straight down the hall. There's a pause. Silence. Can't hear the battle anymore. Can hear no goblins. No creaks or drops of water, nothing. The cave is deadly silent. Until finally this entity opens its mouth. That's all there ever is nothing.
Well, I would have hoped that we don't have all this sense of finality. I was hoping that you would have my sense of humor, have my sense of adventurism. But since it's like this, how do we want to play this out?
Bella, we've played this so many times. So many times. And it always ends the same. I don't think me spoiling the end is any fun at all. But you need to know, your time is running out. And this entity slowly begins to fade. They have not entirely done so.
Is this supposed to be just some cruel fucking joke? Do you even feel what I feel? Are you me? What are you? Tell me anything. Gods, please. By Bahamut, please. I don't want to go alone into the dark again.
As this entity is fading away, you can hear faintly, in that same voice, this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Bella's going to walk up, pull her knife, and stab.
You do so.
How's that for a bang?
You do so without any resistance, and the entity fades away.
Bella looks down at the knife, sneers at it. Damn. I can assume she can hear the sound of those drums.
You hear nothing.
Oh, there's no drums?
The mine is deadly silent for you.
Okay. She is going to, with a shaky hand, sheath her knife. Look towards where towards where the doppelganger just came from. And is going to collect herself and head that way. She's not going to stealth up. She's just going to kind of wander aimlessly forwards.
All right. And so you continue forward, alone, into the silent dark. You're walking for... You're not sure how long. There's no sense of time. There is no sound. You are alone with yourself and your thoughts. Do you do anything at all?
Just walk. Just kind of like let myself fester. My mind just like begins to just wander to bad places.
And thusly it does. As I scroll through my notes very quickly. It isn't... You don't know how long it is. And you know that this hall, it wasn't this long. But I don't think you care right now. You're alone with your thoughts. Until finally there is a change in the endless dark in the endless tunnel. On the ground, there is a single parchment.
I'm going to walk forwards and pick it up.
You pick it up, and it is old, it is muddy, there's a shoe print on it, and the edges are torn slightly.
I'm going to unfold it and look at it and see what it says.
Taking a look, it is written in the common tongue, and it reads, "Is it like this, in death's other kingdom, waking alone at the hour when we are trembling with tenderness, lips that would kiss would form prayers to broken stones?"
She's going to fold the piece of paper and continue on her way.
And so you do. Meanwhile, initiative!
Ha
Poopy.
That's a 19, my boy.
That is a 12.
And I got a 10.
Alrighty, as these goblins jump out from behind their boulder, rattling their sabers. Alastor, you are first to jump as you are not necessarily approaching and you are ready to go. What do you do?
Exactly what I intended on doing, firing magic missile at these goblins. One for each.
Your hand starts to glow this dark purple color until 3 bolts of energy shoot from your palm, one heading in the direction of each of these creatures and striking each of them right in the chest. Roll damage.
That is 4 damage to each.
They reel back, and they're visibly pained, though they are yet standing. They turn their gaze to you, Alastor, despite having Ketud and Nephylia in between you and them. Meanwhile, Nephylia.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
That was a run-off sentence for a second.
I am going to approach the closest goblin. And, oh god, I can't read this. Hold on. Yeah, I'll use I will use Fury of Blows.
Alrighty, roll to hit.
Okay. I'll start with I guess my first, like, my attack. It's oh my god. 21?
21 hits as you reel back, I imagine with your pickaxe.
Just a flurry of blows. Unless you don't want to.
Take your attack. Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I'll use the pickaxe for that, and then my 2 unarmed strikes after will be okay. Yeah.
All right, so you reel back with your pickaxe and you slam it into this goblin, the pick driving into the flesh, and it deals how much damage?
Two.
The goblin cries in pain, yet it stands, blood pouring from the wound you've just inflicted. With your free hand, you quickly reel back for another punch, and as you do so,
I roll again for the attack, right?
Yes.
That is a 17.
And as you do so, you land a punch square on the side of this goblin's face, and it falls dead as it had 1 hit point left.
Well, that's good, because that was 1.
You are near enough the next goblin to where you could use your last unarmed strike.
Do it.
Okay. I'm not close enough.
You are.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
Okay, then, yeah, I'm going to use that to whap them.
And as you reel back from that punch, you pull back and you elbow the next goblin who's standing just beside his fallen brother, and you...
That's a 13.
Just barely miss the skin of his nose as you reel back.
And that will be my turn.
Ketud, you've just watched these 3 goblins take a hit of a magical energy that pulsated out of Alastor's palm, and this one, it gushed blood after being struck in the side by that pickaxe, and then fell over dead at the sheer force of Nephilia's punch. What are you doing?
Do they all have weapons in their hands?
Each one has a sort of saber. It's almost like a scimitar of sorts.
Okay. So my Eldritch Blast counts as an action.
Yes.
Does yelling at another goblin to try to intimidate it, does that count as a bonus action or an action?
You can speak as a free action, but to try and intimidate somebody, that would be an action.
Okay. Can I try to intimidate both of them?
You can attempt. What do you say?
I would yell at them and be like, "Lay down your arms! You're outnumbered now, and you belong to us. You will answer our questions, or we will kill you."
Roll intimidation.
All right. Come on. Oh, fuck me. I thought that might work. I got a 13.
They each take a step back, and they seem shaken slightly, but they steel their resolve, tighten their grasp upon their weapons, and snarl at you.
Okay. See something quick. All right. I want to yell at the other 2 guys. Try to save one. If we can capture one, maybe it can spill its guts and tell us where we are. I'll
Alright.
use this. Yeah, I'll yell at the other two, and then I won't back up. I'll stand where I am.
Alrighty, and is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Next up are these green-skinned foes. Nephylia, as you've charged up and you've taken one down, you're the closest and therefore the object of their affection, as it were. And so the two surviving, one of them right on you as you just tried to elbow him in the face. The other one runs over, and they are flanking you. The first one, with his saber, goes to slash it across you. But alas, just barely misses, not necessarily being too skilled with the sword, with a 2.
Damn.
But the next one, who's coming up behind you, with its saber charging forward straight into your shoulder, your AC, what was it again?
15.
And you can feel this sharp pain behind you. You can see the tip of a blade sticking just out here, and blood starts to drizzle down. As you take 4 points of piercing damage. Alastor, you've just witnessed one of these goblins fall to the ground. You saw as Ketud made the attempt to intimidate them, and you saw them bum rush one of your companions, drawing blood, and doing you don't know how much harm. What are you doing right now?
Fixing to cast Firebolt at the one who just hurt Nephylia because, no. F you. Not allowed.
And in a slight rage, you can feel the heat in your hand begin to build until there's a swirl of embers. You point it towards this goblin, and a burst of fire emits, and it...
Oh, thank you. Let me look at what I add to that. So that's a 24.
And it strikes the goblin in the leg, burning its flesh. How hard did that hit?
Let me look. Yeah, so that's an 8.
And as that fire hits this goblin in the leg, burning the flesh, the smell of cooked meat starts to radiate from this creature as it screams and falls, dead on the stone floor.
Good, if you don't touch my friends.
Is there anything else, Alastor?
No, I think he's just gonna prepare for whoever decides to attack next.
Nephylia, you saw Ketud intimidate these creatures, or try to, and he made it explicitly clear, leave one alive. You felt a pain. It was sharp, and you can see the blood drizzling down your chest here. But you know that that one is dead as you heard the blast, you heard the scream, and you can smell, although you hate it, a sort of delicious smell of cooked meat. All which remains is the one which stands before you, snarling with jagged teeth, pointing with blackened nails.
Is it my turn again?
It is your turn.
Oh. Hi.
Can I yell at her while she's taking her turn? Or yeah. How does that work?
Why do you
kind of
want to
already
yell
did
at
your
me?
What was that?
You kind of already did your yell.
Oh, okay.
I... looking to make sure I don't have something that might make this easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna, instead of, I guess, trying to attack it, I am going to try and, is there a way to try and restrain it? I imagine this thing is much smaller than me.
So, to restrain something, as I recall, you have to first do a grapple check, and then it's another grapple check to restrain.
Can you disarm it?
I believe so.
But it's, you said that its weapons were its claws, right?
It still has a saber. It's using its free hand to point.
Okay. Then yeah, I want to see if I can do that.
So, I don't often have to do disarming, so I have to look up this rule right quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless somebody knows it right off.
Are you talking about disarming?
Yeah.
The disarm action is a special action. You have to have, I think, either feats, traits, or racial abilities to do so.
Cool.
I know it's something that Thief can do. I know it's something that I think not a War Master, I forget what they're called.
Battle Master?
Yes, I think it's something that a Battle Master can do. Don't quote me on this. I'm going off what I remember off the top of my head. I think you have to actually have it within your traits, feats, or abilities within like your action purviews.
Gotcha.
Dungeon Master Guide for 5e. Creature can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. Attacker makes an attack roll contested by the target's strength, athletics check, or a dexterity acrobatics check. If the attacker wins, causes no damage or ill effect, but the defender drops the item. The attacker has disadvantage on its attack roll if the target is holding the item with 2 or more hands. Target has advantage on its abilities check if it is larger than the attacking creature, or disadvantage if it is smaller.
Okay.
Because that goes up to the DM. What does the DM say?
Yeah, I mean, if that's how it is in the Dungeon Master Guide, then that's how we're doing it. Yeah, sorry, I try to know all the rules, but there are so many.
Yeah.
There's so many rules.
There's a lot.
So go ahead and make a weapon attack against, I guess, his strength check. He is a size smaller than you, so he is going to have disadvantage.
And that is going to be... That's a 22.
He got an 11.
Dang.
And so with your pickaxe, you slam it down, not necessarily with the pick, but the side of it, just against his hand to shock it to where he'll drop that saber. And sure enough, you land the hit, and he's so firmly grasping it that he can't help but release and hold and cradle his now shaking hand.
Nice.
All right. Now, I feel like you might have just answered this, and it might have just flown out of my head. Is it going to count as an action if I attempt to talk him down, like, hey, you're outnumbered?
Talking is a free action, but trying to persuade somebody to do a certain thing will be an action.
Okay. Then, since I already took my action, I am going to end at that. I do not have a bonus action that would be helpful in this situation.
Alrighty. Ketud, You just watched Nephylia hammer a pickaxe down on this poor goblin's hand. The hand must be shattered, you're sure of it. That is not a light pickaxe. And it's cradling its hand, but it's still snarling. It's still enraged. It still has a thirst for battle. What are you doing?
I'm going to walk up to it, and I'm going to place my foot on top of the sword that has just fallen, and I'm going to intimidate it right in front of its face again.
All right, what do you say?
I'm going to say, last chance, buddy. My hands are going to start glowing as I start trying to conjure some Eldritch Blast in my left hand.
Intimidation.
That's better. Okay. That is a 17.
To that goblin's 15, it's still snarling and angry, but it loosens a little bit. It's no longer hunched over, ready to duke it out. It seems to yield in its own way.
Okay.
Are we out of combat?
With that, as the goblin is no longer hostile, we are no longer in combat.
Wow, that is almost
Nice.
I'm going to wave Nephylia to come near me and pick up the sword.
I imagine you're going to want to do all the talking, halfling. You seem to have a way with words.
I mean, I can be scary if I need to be. Don't really like to be, but can do it.
I think the intimidation should be left to me. I think you're better suited to intimidating the goblins. If it's anything bigger than a goblin, leave it to me.
Have you seen these scars? Alright, so with the goblin no longer hostile and Nephylia carrying the sword, I am going to I don't know, what should I do for him? I've intimidated it. I'm gonna play good cop, bad cop. I'm going to in a softer tone, avoid to communicate with it and see if it knows common or halfling for that matter, I guess.
You begin to speak to this goblin. You're calmer, you're amiable. Trying to figure out, can I actually talk to this thing? The goblin looks at you. No, nobody. Like.
Okay. I'm going to use sign language then.
So common is a no.
Common's a no. I don't think you guys speak the language either. Is there any sand on the ground? Any sort of debris? Any sort of like rubble?
There are plenty of small stones laying about.
All right, I'm going to. I'm going to gesture to the goblin. I'm going to point to the ground, right? Point to the ground. I'm going to make very simple drawings for it, right? I'm going to, because of where we came from, I'm going to draw this for our entrance, tunnel, circle, 2 tunnels and a side tunnel. Where we are, okay? It's going to be a simple drawing like that. And I'm going to say, I'm going to draw a crappy picture of itself, right? Maybe like a little cat face like this. And I'm going to put a little question mark, and I'm going to point an arrow, right? Just like that. It's like, basically what I'm saying is, are there more goblins this way? I need to put my headphones on so I can hear you.
Okay.
It's complicated, I know, but
I like where you're going with this. But this is a goblin. So we're gonna do a roll. It's not gonna be easy.
okay.
Intelligence is not their strong suit.
I want you to do a
What would you do?
performance check to try and like explain this picture means this thing, and he's
Okay.
gonna do an intelligence check.
Oh, that's hard. Okay.
You're playing charades.
Well, I mean, I got an 18 on my side, so let's see what the goblin gets.
He got a 1.
Fuck! We got the stupid one. He got the stupidest one.
You're fairly confident. You know you explained this perfectly well. But he's looking at the stones. He's looking at you.
Starts drawing circles.
And he's looking back at the stones, and you can see it. He's trying to work this out. You can see the little gears in his head. They're whirling away. But he's not getting it.
You can also see the smoke coming out of those gears.
There's a light trail of light gray smoke just coming out.
Well, it was worth a try. You guys have any better ideas for this goblin before we dispose of him? Nephylia, I don't want to kill him now that he's disarmed. I feel like it'd be better to just knock him out if you can do that. Make him not wake up for a few hours.
Nephilia's going to try and talk just to exhaust options. She's going to try to speak in Primordial and Sylvan and see if it responds in any way.
The goblin looks at you, cocks its head to the side.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Alastor, do you know Orcish or Goblin or whatever this thing is speaking?
No, I don't.
Do you have any way of...
Unless this thing speaks Abyssal, which I highly doubt.
Maybe you could try it, just to make extra sure.
Alastor's just gonna spout something at it in Abyssal, knowing full well it's not gonna understand a word.
As you speak to it just randomly, I think you would probably say something like, I know you don't speak Abyssal. The goblin looks at you, cocks its head, it thinks for a moment, and it replies, I think Ketud and Nephylia, you would hear, which was very much so not the goblin tongue he was speaking. Alastor, you would recognize that he was trying to spit back at you what you said to him, and he said it very wrong.
That's cute.
An attempt was
Look, he
made.
speaks your language.
I'm going to walk up to... I'm sorry,
No,
go ahead.
he's trying to play like he understands it all. He just tried to repeat it just very badly.
Oh.
I'm going to walk up to him and I'm going to say, Nephi, and then point to him.
He looks at you, Nephylia. Looks at where you're pointing, like kind of at his sternum. Nephi.
Yes.
Oh no, we're
This
playing
is a bad idea.
Tarzan. We're playing Tarzan with it. No, we're not doing.
You guys have a set
Alastor's
now.
just gonna resign and just tell everybody it's a lost cause. He doesn't speak our language. We don't speak his. Let's just move on.
We shouldn't leave him conscious when we leave, though. Nephylia, can you do a knockout blow?
But he's so cute.
I don't want to bring him because if he sees his friends that do understand him, they might tell him to get back in line. And we can't leave him wandering around here by himself because he might go to his friends and warn them about us. And it's immoral to kill him right now that he is disarmed. So just knock him out, and we can, you know.
I'm gonna look over at Alastor. Do I have to?
I think leaving the poor thing conscious is just going to cause more issues.
I think as you're debating, it walks over to Ketud, looks you in the eye, it points to him. Nephy.
Alastor's just going to stare at Nephy. Please put it out of its misery. It has no idea what it's doing.
He wants to be my pet.
No, we cannot. We can't bring.
Let me
this
take
creature
him
with us.
home. I found him outside. He was cold and he needed a place to stay. He belongs
He tried-
to me now.
What are you talking about? He just tried to
It's
kill
a
you.
goblin. It's a goblin. It's not a tabaxi. It's a goblin.
Not that you can take a tabaxian for a pet, though. Have you seen them? They'll bite your face off the second you try to pet them. It's the one I know, anyway. Nephylia,
I take offense to that.
You're just not a cat person.
you're not here right now.
I know.
This is cruel and unusual. And he was gonna be my best friend. His name was gonna be Gibbles, and we were just gonna hang out.
Even if he did come with us and tried to fight for us, he's too stupid to even swing a sword correctly.
Don't talk about Gibbles that way. And
He'll get
while
himself
I'm
killed
saying
the second. Are we really arguing over a goblin that almost killed you?
You don't have to
While
kill
I'm
him.
saying,
Just knock
don't
him
talk
out.
about Gibbles that way. I'm gonna try and
The
You
DMS.
don't
I
have
guess-
to kill him. You
pop
just
him
knock
and
him out.
knock
Yeah.
him unconscious.
Real quick, as you guys were arguing, I think Gibbles would have walked over to Alastor now. And while you're arguing, it seems that Gibbles is trying to get your attention, Alastor.
He's just gonna look down and crouch down and just kind of pat him on the head and respond, "It will all be okay. It'll all be over soon."
He makes eye contact, points at his sternum. Nephy.
It's
Once
a
you
good
name
try.
it, you start
It's a
getting
good
attached to
try.
it. Now put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
While we're arguing, and I'm going to, like, in mid-sentence, I'm going to be like, don't talk about Gibbles that way, and then I'm going to try and, like, pop him and knock him unconscious.
All right, roll the hit with advantage because he's not expecting it.
Damn. You better do it correctly. If you mess up, he's gonna run off on us.
That's a 16.
A 16 hits. Roll damage.
Let's not kill him and give him brain damage. Just a little knockout, that's all. Just a little
Yes, the
knockout, that's
Batman
all.
philosophy.
Just remember, if you roll anything higher than a 3, you might kill it.
I rolled a 3.
A 3 is all of the health he had left. Because it's non-lethal damage, you declared that at the start. I'm trying to knock him out, not I attack him. As you deal that final blow, Gibbles falls to the ground with a thud. And it looks like he's breathing.
Oh,
Alright. He's fine. He's fine.
I'm so sorry, Gibbles.
Wait. Nephylia. No, actually, no, he's too stupid. Actually, forget what I was doing. I was going to suggest leaving the sword with him as a good faith, but honestly, let's just continue on our way. Ketud's going to start carefully feeling the wall and walking forward.
I'm going to feel really bad, and I'm going to leave my deck of cards with Gibbles.
It's going to have repercussions, woman. This fucking little goblin's going to become an architect at playing cards. We're going to meet him in 40 years.
You're gonna find him years after. He's just gonna look at you. Nephy.
He's gonna be playing cards in the bar one day and just look up at me like, Nephy. as a way of saying hello.
This is
Ugh.
perfect.
You just gave him ammunition.
You gave him ammunition.
Yeah, that wasn't them. You gave that to me.
Well, I'll be damned if I see it. I want to see Nerfy in the future.
Alright, so you conk poor Gibbles on the back of the head. He ain't never done nothing to nobody, and you just knocked him out.
Except for when he tried to murder you guys not a minute before.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, he completely
he's
messed up.
lying on the floor. You feel terrible. That was
No,
Gibbles.
he's too stupid to
friend.
hurt anyone.
He's your special friend. And because you feel so bad, you want to leave him a gift. You pull out your deck of cards and just gingerly, under his hand. There you go, Gibbles. And we walk away.
Yes.
Leaving poor Gibbles knocked out on the floor, surrounded by his dead friends, with a deck of cards.
You made it sound so much worse.
That's how it is, though! You murdered his friends and left him knocked out. Injured
murder
and
us.
knocked out.
We can't keep a
Peer
pet.
pressure.
We
Peer
can't-
pressure.
We can't keep a pet.
This is very entertaining from my end.
Gibbles could have been a great asset to the team.
How? As
He could
bait?
have gotten us
Exactly.
well.
Would you rather knock him out and let him go on in his life, or use him as bait later?
In all honesty, I agree with that
You-
one. I feel like he would have swung the sword and hit himself. He was that stupid.
Hey. This is coming from the man that was shoving lichen in his ears earlier.
And down
I
his
didn't get hit by that.
freaking gob, but whatever.
I was agreeing with you, Alastor. Why are you getting on my case now?
Insulting my Gibbles.
I feel for her, but we cannot keep a pet. We cannot.
It's not fair, but fine.
As we're walking and bantering amongst one another, what else do we find along their little rest of the hallway?
As you guys are heading down, stopping to grab Nephylia by the wrist, say, no, we can't take Gibbles. Continuing on. This whole way...
No. Alastor wouldn't grab her by the wrist. He would just kind of grab her shoulders and go, we need to go, and push.
I have a sword wound coming out of my shoulder.
Yeah, that was Bibbles. That was Bibbles that killed that sad dude, not Gibbles.
Bibbles.
Yeah, it was Stibbles, Bibbles, and Gibbles.
Exactly. Oh my lord.
Apparently, we're naming our goblins now.
We are. I hope you guys feel terrible for murdering them.
I do. Oh,
Oh shit.
sorry about
Anyway.
that. That was bad timing.
For the record, in my Starfinder campaign, we kept 2 goblins as pets, and they were named
Oh, my.
Kumquat and Kiwi, and we threw them out into space.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Damn, it's fucked up. That's against my morals in this game.
Whatever, you just made me knock Gibbles unconscious.
It's the honorable thing to do. What else? What comes next?
Oh, excuse me, they got murdered by space monsters. Whatever.
Alright, post-fight run into a tunnel with the... Alright. As you guys continue down the tunnel, finally, Nephylia calms down to the point where she's no longer stopping every 20 seconds thinking, I could keep him. You get to a point where, in this tunnel, you find a number of dead bodies. There are goblins everywhere. Lying. Some are missing hands, others have been run through. There's a stench of copper in the air, a taste of blood.
Oh, what do we see? How big is the room?
You're still in the tunnel.
Oh, my bad. Nephylia, we need to go stealth mode again. Think we can do it?
They're all dead.
Can we see that they're all dead in front of us, or?
Yes. All of the goblins that you can see are lying dead on the floor. There's blood everywhere. Clear wounds as to how they perished.
Am I able to see, you said we can see the wounds. Are we able to tell, like, what manner it was? Weapon or magic? Or...
Taking a look, you can see that a number of them died by some manner of bladed weapon. Others appear to have been burned, and some of them, it's as though their eyes had been burned out. You're not quite sure what that is. As to figuring out by what means they were burned, by what means of weapon that they sustained harm, give me a medicine check.
I want to see how soon they died. I want to feel their bodies and see if they're warm still.
They are still quite warm.
Oh, shit. I feel it. There's a problem.
14.
Taking a look at the burns, these aren't natural burns. This is some means of magic. The eyes being burned out of some of these, you have no idea what that is. Whether it's some weapon or some spell, you don't know, and I don't know who want to know. As for the ones that have very clear weapons, or weapon damage, I should say, you can't necessarily tell exactly what the weapon was. Whether it was a large curved blade or an axe, but it was something sharp with a curve.
I get the impression that this was done by more than one person, just based off of the manner of death.
Nephi, the bodies are still warm too.
Well, let's go pay whoever did it a visit.
Do you want to... Is there maybe a quarterstaff or a weapon nearby? Can I find myself a dagger? Do you see anything? Look for a dagger.
Is there anything? Okay.
What was that post?
Investigation.
Okay.
$18.
Same.
You root around the bodies, see if there's anything at all you could use. You find a number of makeshift weapons made out of stone, some made out of bits of wood from the support beams. I think you find a few, perhaps 2 regular daggers. They're not in the best condition, they're not the sharpest, but they are proper daggers.
Nephylia, do you mind if I keep those?
By all means.
All right, thank you. Alastor, is there anything you want to do before we continue on carefully?
I have a weird question for you, Post. How long has it been since we first went into the temple? Like, how many hours?
Give me an intelligence check.
That would be a 13.
You're not sure exactly how long it's been. However, mechanically speaking, why do you need to know?
I need to know if my mage armor has worn off and I need to recast it.
You don't know how long it's been, but you can still see the shimmer of your mage armor spell surrounding you.
Okay. If it had worn off, I was going to recast it. Otherwise, I'm good to go. I'm good to keep moving forward.
Nephi is going to push onward.
All right. And so you continue on through the bodies, occasionally having to step over the still warm, sometimes still twitching corpses of these goblins, who died in a most gruesome and violent fashion. It isn't long until a little further in, there is a body of a well-armored dwarf who holds the hilt of a shattered sword. He's not terribly far from an immolated body, too tall to be a goblin, which stands as though they were casting a spell. Their flesh radiates heat. You can see it in the air. They are beyond recognition. A dragonborn is very close to that body. It is in naught but tattered furs and lies cut in twain, her legs 12 feet away. One human woman stands alone. She's breathing heavy, tears running down her face, with a look of rage and sorrow. She's covered in blood, sweat, and dirt. Her clothes are white, red, and gold. Her robes bear the symbol of the temple, a stepped pyramid. She holds a staff in one hand and a black book in the other. Nephylia, you recognize this person terribly well, and you have not seen them since their death many, many years ago. This is your mother. And that is where we are going to begin next week.
Dun dun dun.
Figured.
You said a dragonborn, a dwarf, a human woman, and who else?
And an immolated body who's burned beyond the point of recognition.
Gotcha, thank you.
I would like to point out
Post!
I'd like to point out that the dragonborn's legs, according to him, are 12 feet away.
Yeah.
That's horrific. Oh my god.
Wow, I'm really glad I'm not there to see us.
Neffy, that's nearly as bad as Alastor. God. No.
That's not where legs go.
200 points of experience all around for the goblins and some wonderful roleplay. Thank you all very much for playing. I hope you have enjoyed. And thank you, everybody who has tuned in. We'll be doing these every Wednesday for the foreseeable future. However, we will be skipping next week as half of the party have prior engagements they won't be able to attend. So we're skipping next week, the 11th, but we will be reconvening on the 18th. Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have enjoyed. Until next time, best of luck, everyone.